Alright, so let's talk about Son of the White Mare. So this is a Hungarian movie, and it is by Marcel Jankovic. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's the same guy who did Johnny Corncob. So let's see. I guess the story is we have well, our protagonist is the son of this white horse, and he, I guess, takes the form of a human. So yeah, he's like a human child for the first, or yeah, at the beginning he's a human child, and then let's see, his mom tells him stories about like these three. Well, hold on. She tells him a story about the forefather, this god of this world or whatever, and you know he has like three sons who yeah, basically they're all gods. There's also a queen, or forefather's wife, and then yeah, they ask to get, or they ask for brides, the three sons. So yeah, forefather, I guess, creates three brides for them. And then along the way, the brides release. They like find some book or something, and they accidentally release these, you know, dragons with each with multiple heads. There's one with three heads, and then there's one with like a bunch of heads, and then one with like you lose count of how many heads the third one has. So yeah, one of the dragons takes each of the wives, and yeah, they hold them captive, or basically they force them to marry them and hold them captive in their respective towers. So yeah, our protagonist decides he's gonna set out and fight these dragons, free the princesses or whatever they are, or yeah, I guess they are princesses. And yeah, well, first he at the beginning he's obviously not strong enough, but he spends a total of 14 years drinking milk from his mother's, I guess, well, yeah, no, from her teat. And it makes him super powerful. He's, yeah, basically he turns into Hercules, and so yeah, it does come at the expense of his mother's life. She dies from, feeding all her milk to him, and then he, but yeah, he sets out. Along the way, he meets, yeah, I guess his two brothers, and it does seem like him and the two brothers are like reincarnations of the princes or something, because they all look very similar, and yeah, so he fights both of these brothers of his, and you know defeats both of them. And they're kind of on this adventure, and the dynamic is pretty clear. Our main character is like the youngest of these three, and he's clearly the strongest. The middle child seems to be the moderately more, or he's a little less, or both of his brothers are a fair bit less tough than he is, but But yeah, it seems to be like the eldest is like kind of pathetic compared to the other two. He's strong, but he's like, yeah. Middle child seems to be stronger, but yeah, obviously the youngest is the toughest. So yeah, along the way they, I guess, set up shelter, and each of them takes turns. Like first, the eldest brother, stays behind while the other two are like, hold on, I'm trying to read the synopsis or plot here. Okay, so they're searching for the underworld's entrance. They find shelter in a tree hollow, and every day two of them set out to look for the entrance while the other one stays behind and makes porridge and rope, and so the other two set out. So obviously the eldest one is the first one to stay behind, and while the other two are out, this little goblin thing attacks him, and I don't think I need to like give too much of the plot away, but it is some. It's a straightforward plot, but the directions they take, are pretty. They can be hard to follow, I'll admit. Yeah, and it does come with like this very unique, stylized animation. Like, this is like. I mean, obviously, the animation is the standout aspect of the movie. It's very stylish, and the character designs look great and all that. Yeah, style wise, this is one of the most high quality animations I've seen so far. So yeah, visually this movie's amazing. But yeah, I will admit the story's pretty hard to follow a lot of the time. There's some pretty vague animation moments where it's like, okay, what's going on here? Like, and I mean, I guess sooner or later you kind of feel caught up with the gist of what's going on. But yeah, it can be pretty damn confusing, and I will admit, the visuals, they were pretty stunning for a little while, but yeah, by the end it does you do kind of, or at least I got a little bit of sensory overload, and also this movie's not for what's the word? Damn it, forgot the word. It's not for people who suffer from people with epilepsy. A lot of flashy images, just blinking lights, etc. Yeah, strobe lights, flashy colors. Yeah. The movie can feel pretty overwhelming, at least after a while. And yeah, again, hard to follow. Story's pretty simple, and there's not much to the dynamics other than the main character is like this near invincible badass who can beat up almost every other character in the movie. I mean, I guess not certain gods, but still he's pretty damn tough. And yeah, obviously these kinds of heroes can be pretty common, especially in like older stories and some of these older movies. They're not like trying to write a character with flaws or weaknesses, or at least compared to like what you might see nowadays. Nowadays you do see more movies with flawed characters. But yeah, obviously he's definitely one of those near invincible hero types, and a good portion of the movie is him like overshadowing his two brothers. Like, yeah, again, there's several moments where it's like, first the eldest brother tries, he's kind of pathetic. Then the middle child tries, he only fares a little bit better, and then our main character tries, and he's just awesome. So yeah, I guess character-wise, the movie's kind of boring. But yeah, again, the main draw of the film is the visuals, designs, etc. Probably the best part of the movie are the dragons. And just to point out, they don't look like the kinds of dragons they're like, well, to people who, to people like me, I guess, they'd look more like, golems, I guess. But yeah, I guess this is what, dragons are a little different in other countries, I guess, so, yeah. But yeah, the designs look pretty awesome. I mean, well, especially once you comprehend the latter two dragons. The first one's easy enough to make out. It's like a three-headed, troll thing, or at least that's what it looks like. And then the second one is like, it's got like multiple heads, and it can basically turn into a bunch of like guns. It can turn its arms into like machine guns, or turn into a tank or something like that. Shoot missiles. So yeah, some modern weaponry represented in this film. And then the third one's like got like 100 heads or something, and he's yeah, it's hard to really explain the designs, but yeah, they're pretty creative with like the visuals, how these dragons look and all that, and how they fight. So yeah, obviously the action and the visuals. There's definitely some great stuff in this film. I think if it were just a little easier to follow, maybe if the characters had a little more depth, and, the visuals weren't quite as overly flashy, then I'd like this movie a little more. I mean, I can't deny, like, the high-quality style of the film, so, I feel like it deserves, like, an 8 out of 10, but, again, the things that make it a little difficult to watch do kind of compromise it for me, so, yeah, I think I'm gonna end up giving this a 7. So yeah, there's a lot to admire in this movie. It's just, I think there's aspects of it that become too much, and then other aspects that I guess just aren't enough. But that's just my opinion. But, if you think you can handle a movie like this with so much flashing imagery, and you think you could probably follow the story better than I did, yeah, definitely feel free to check this one out. I can't really think of much else to add. But yeah, as usual, if there's anything I feel I should add, I'll put it in the comments, and I guess I will leave it at that for now. Mash it and smash it, signing off.